Alright, let's be real. Houseplants are kinda addictive. You start with one, maybe a pothos or a snake plant, and before you know it, your home looks like a mini rainforest. But if you're tired of the usual suspects, I've got you covered. Today, we're diving into 12 unique and rare houseplants that'll seriously upgrade your indoor jungle. Some of these are showstoppers with wild colors, others have textures you won't believe, and a few even have mind-blowing tricks up their sleeves. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this. And hey, if you thought plants were just green and leafy, wait till you see number 7. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, we've got Spike Masalso, known as Selaginella. Now, this little guy is wild. It looks like a moss, but technically it's not. It's more like a prehistoric plant that never got the memo about evolution. What's crazy is that some types of spike moss can completely dry out, turn brown, and look totally dead. Then boom. Add water, and it springs back to life like a little green zombie. Super cool, right? If you love plants that basically have a built-in survival mode, this one's a must-have. Plus, it thrives in humid spots. So if you've got a bathroom with decent light, it'll be right at home. Just don't let it dry out, unless you want to witness its dramatic comeback. Alright, let's check out the next one. Next up, we've got the Strawberry Begonia. No, it's not actually a begonia or a strawberry, but trust me, it's still awesome. This plant has these fuzzy little leaves with a mix of green and red, and it sends out runners just like a strawberry plant, which makes it super fun to grow. You'll see these tiny baby plants hanging off the mother plant, almost like little green satellites, and you can snip them off to start new plants-free houseplants. Who doesn't love that? It's great in hanging baskets because those runners give it a cascading look, and it does best with bright indirect light. Plus, in the right conditions, it'll bloom with these delicate white flowers that give it a little extra charm. If you want a plant that's easy to care for, but still has a unique vibe, the Strawberry Begonia is a solid pick. Alright, let's talk about moss. Yeah, just moss. But hear me out, this stuff is seriously underrated as a houseplant. First off, it doesn't even need soil. You can grow it on rocks, wood, or even in a sealed glass jar, which makes it perfect if you're short on space or just want something low maintenance. Plus, it gives off this super calming Zen garden vibe like, imagine having a little patch of forest right on your desk. Moss thrives in humid environments, so if you've got a terrarium or a shady bathroom, it's gonna love it there. And get this, since it doesn't have traditional roots, you just mist it with water to keep it happy. No overwatering, no worrying about drainage. If you're into that minimalist, nature-inspired aesthetic, moss is a total game changer. Asparagus Fern is up next. And let me tell you, this plant is way tougher than it looks. It's got this soft, feathery foliage that makes it seem all delicate. But don't be fooled. This thing grows like crazy and can handle a little neglect. It's technically not a true fern, which is why it's a bit more forgiving when it comes to watering. Just keep the soil slightly moist, and it'll be happy. It also loves bright, indirect light, but can survive in lower light too, though it might get a little scraggly. And if you let it grow wild, it'll send out these long, trailing vines that give it a really cool, jungle-like vibe. Oh, and fun fact, if you grow it outside, it can actually bloom tiny white flowers and even produce little red berries. Pretty cool, right? Alright, let's talk about the Jewel Orchid, one of the most stunning houseplants out there. Unlike regular orchids, which are all about the flowers, this one is all about the leaves. They've got this velvety texture with intricate, almost lightning-like veins running through them, making them look like something straight out of a fantasy movie. And the best part? It's way easier to care for than most orchids. It actually prefers lower light, which makes it perfect for those spots where other plants might struggle. Keep the soil moist, but not soggy, and it'll thrive. Oh, and if you're lucky, it'll shoot up these delicate white flowers. But honestly, the foliage alone is enough to steal the show. If you want a rare plant that's both elegant and low maintenance, the Jewel Orchid is a must-have. Next up, we've got the Mexican Snowball. And if you love succulents, this one's a total winner. It's got these perfect little rosettes of thick, bluish-green leaves that almost look like they've been dusted with a layer of frost, thence the name. This plant is super low maintenance. Just give it plenty of bright light and don't overwater it. And it'll be happy. Seriously, it thrives on neglect. In the right conditions, it even blooms with these tall, colorful flower stalks that attract pollinators if you keep it outside. Plus, it produces little baby plants, or pups, around the base, so you'll end up with a whole bunch of them over time. If you're into that clean, geometric, almost sculptural plant look, the Mexican Snowball is a perfect pick. Alright, let's talk about Oxtonguea. Weird name, but trust me, this plant is awesome. It's a succulent, but instead of the usual smooth, plump leaves, it's got these thick, rough, almost bumpy textured leaves that kind of resemble, well, an ox's tongue. It's super tough and thrives on neglect, so if you forget to water it now and then, no big deal. Just give it bright, indirect light, and it'll be happy. It grows in this compact, upright shape, which makes it perfect for small spaces or adding a bit of variety to your succulent collection. And if it gets enough light, it might surprise you with a tall flower stalk covered in tiny tubular blooms. Definitely one of the more unique succulents out there. Next up, we've got Crassula Buddha's Temple. And man, this plant is like living art. It's a succulent, but instead of the usual rosettes or trailing vines, its leaves stack up in perfect geometric layers, forming a shape that legit looks like an ancient temple. It's one of those plants that make people stop and say, "Wait, is that real?" Like most succulents, it loves bright light and hates too much water, so let that soil dry out completely between waterings. It stays pretty compact, making it perfect for desks or shelves where you want something unique but not too big. And if you take good care of it, it might reward you with small, delicate pink flowers at the top. Honestly, it's one of the coolest looking succulents out there. Alright, let's talk about the Earth Star plant. This one's a total showstopper. It's got these bold, star-shaped leaves that come in a bunch of different colors, from deep green to bright pink, depending on the variety. And the cool part? The more light it gets, the more vibrant those colors become. It's a bromeliad, so it doesn't need deep soil, just a shallow pot with well-draining mix, and you're good to go. It likes humidity, so misting it now and then helps keep it happy. It stays pretty low to the ground, making it perfect for small spaces or adding a pop of color to your plant collection. And while it does bloom, the real star of the show is those dramatic, spiky leaves. If you want a plant that looks exotic but is still easy to care for, Earth Star is the way to go. Next up, we've got the button fern. And this one's a little different from your typical ferns. Instead of those long, feathery fronds, it has these small, round, button-like leaves that grow along thin, arching stems, hence the name. It's one of the easier ferns to care for too, since it can handle drier air better than most. Just keep the soil slightly moist, but don't overdo it, and give it some bright, indirect light. It's compact, making it perfect for shelves, desks, or even hanging planters if you want that cascading look. Plus, it has this really nice, lush texture that adds a soft, natural vibe to any space. If you like ferns but don't want something super high maintenance, the button fern is a great pick. Alright, let's talk about the pineapple plantea. You heard that right. You can actually grow a pineapple at home. It's part of the bromeliad family, and it's got these long, spiky leaves that grow in a cool rosette shape. If you're patient, it can even grow a real pineapple right in your living room, though it takes a while. So don't expect fruit overnight. It loves bright light, so a sunny window is the best spot for it. Water it at the base, but don't let it sit in soggy soil, and it'll be happy. The leaves are super sturdy and give off a tropical vibe, making it a great statement plant. Plus, fun fact, pineapple plants release oxygen at night, which makes them a solid choice for bedrooms. If you want a unique plant that also happens to grow delicious fruit, this one's a must-have. Last but definitely not least, we've got Tillandsia Cacticola, one of the rarest and most fascinating air plants out there. Unlike most air plants, which are tiny, this one can grow pretty big, with long silvery green leaves that have a soft, almost fuzzy texture. And the best part? It produces these stunning purple flowers on tall, arching stems, making it look straight out of a sci-fi movie. Since it's an air plant, there's no soil needed, just mist it a few times a week or give it a soak every now and then, and it's good to go. It loves bright, indirect light and good air circulation, so placing it near a window or even mounting it on a piece of driftwood makes it look even cooler. If you're looking for a low-maintenance plant that's as unique as it is beautiful, Tillandsia Cacticola is a must-have. And that's a wrap on 12 unique and rare houseplants to consider growing at home. Whether you're into bold succulents, lush ferns, or even a pineapple plant, there's something on this list to add a little extra character to your space. Let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. And if you're already growing any of these at home, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more plant tips and unique finds. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.